Hello, I am going to do a recap of episode 5 of Let's Eat. And it started off with Yoon Jin Yi texting Lee Soo Kung. Yoon Jin Yi is the one that's 23. She's young. She moved into the apartment where the lady had died. And she had texted Lee Soo Kung to turn on the TV. And it was to this channel with pizza cooking and whatnot. And then it shows that Gu Dae Young was texting Yoon Jin Yi too. Apparently, they all was watching the same thing, like they all live on the same floor. And so Gu Dae Young, he asked Yoon Jin Yi, "You want to go eat at this pizza place because he knows this great pizza place?" And Yoon Jin Yi was like, "Yeah, but we should ask Lee Soo Kung." He kind of made a face, but he didn't realize that apparently she was into. I guess Yoon Jin Yi tagged her, and she was already in the conversation. So it's okay. Yeah, let's go eat. And they did that thing again where they were like, Yoon Jin Yi was like, some all taste the same or like that, and like, I hold up, he went to his whole little conversation thing and whatnot. So, they, he started tearing, he went to his whole, it's this and that. But, and then, so they, was back at the apartments and they was checking their mail. And Yoon Jin Yi was like, my maintenance bill is $500. Lisa Kong was like, what? And she was telling her this and that. She said you should barely turn um on the heat to turn it on to barely cold to save money. Well, it was a little past $500. And Gu Dae Young's like, I could do better. Yoon Jin Yi was like, um I can Yoon Jin Yi was like, said, "Oh, you're the best." She always called him the best, and he was like, "I could, uh, I'm losing my train of mind. I lost a thought. Anyway, all I know is that Lee Soo Kung and Yoon Jin Yi, they were asking him how do you keep your bill down? He was like, "I'm not saying unless you buy me some coffee." So they went and got some coffee. And so what they did, Gu Dae Young told them if you ain't at home, you would have to keep the heat off. Lee Soo Kung was mad. She's like, I just wasted my money. Took the coffee she paid for him back and everything, but he snatched it back. And at the time, Yoon Jin Yi had got like a call saying that she got a package. She accidentally sent it to her last place where she lived at. And so they all was in the car and they was gonna Lee Soo Kung wasn't gonna go until she heard Gu Dae Young talking about food, this and that, because you mentioned food, she's there. So they was in the car, but then all of a sudden when they was getting near, Yoon Jin Yi changed her mind. You could tell she was sad. She didn't want to go there. And so I think the next day they were Lee Soo Kung, the manager, and the lady attorney that works at the same the office, the company, the firm, yeah, the law firm that they work at. And here comes Kim Hakmoon, the one that I told you that was like, dressed like a he wore glasses and stuff in college, and Lee Soo Kung didn't pay him no mind. And he went soon as he went in, he went on her. She was like, well, I have to do some paper. He's like, do this. I mean, he kept getting smart with her. And so when he went into his office, which apparently he was listening, that is rude. But the ladies go. She said, "You ain't gonna eat a candy bar like you sneakily do when you been nagged." And she's like, "Girl, I'm about to get my year-end bonus." She said, "I could put up with his nagging," and then showed him and listening to the door talking about, "Oh, she can put up with my nagging." And so they were just talking about different things. The manager and her, the manager and Lee Soo Kung was telling the female lawyer about what stuff being cost and how they looking forward to their year in bonus. I'm like, this mother chucker here, he going to not give that to her. But all of a sudden, later he came out, he's like, let me take you out to something to eat. And he asked Lee Soo Kung where you want to go eat at. And he was acting all sweet, and even the manager female, I was just like, shoot, what changed his mind? And so they was there, and Lee Soo Kung was tearing up food, and Kim Hak Moon still got a freaking crush on her. Anyway, do you know what the nerve he's had to say? When he was ordering stuff, and he was like, "Oh, this is your year-end bonus." She was like, "What?" He was like, "The manager brings in all kind of customers." He said, "But you don't do nothing or barely do nothing." He said, "Make sure you enjoy it." All I would have been so freaking peed off. I would have ordered everything in that freaking restaurant. I ain't even playing. That was so wrong. All, and that wasn't even that was bad. Then he had enough to tell her after she finished eating to go pick up the manager's year-end bonus and give it to him. I was like, oh, and nobody check thought that was funny. That was so freaking wrong. And so he was cracking up laughing what he did to her in the office, and the manager and female lawyer had, was coming back, and it was funny because well, it wasn't funny, but that's when Goo Dae Young came in. I forgot to mention sometime earlier, this dude had a nerve coming in saying, "You tricked my sister." Well, not tricked my sister. He was getting mad because Goo Dae Young was left the insurance money. Okay, this dude showed out. First, he was trying to beat on Goo Dae Young, and when finally Goo Dae Young got a handle, Goo Dae Young was like, "You didn't even visit your sister when she was in a hospital." And this dude had a nerve say he gonna sue him to get his sister's insurance money. Where was she when she was in the hospital? Then he had a nerve to break Goo Dae Young's award for best insurance seller and kicked his trash. I was like, oh no, this motherfucker did not. Anyway, so Kim Hak Moon, so Goo Dae Young, did I pronounce it right? Yeah, Goo Dae Young asked Kim Hak Moon for some advice. And the female advisor, she kind of felt like, a little bit sad about that, because she was like, well, not sad, was sad because, she's thinking that, Goo Dae Young and her got a chance, and they do not. So when Kim Hak Moon had asked her to follow left the office, she was like, "Tell me what's wrong, boo. Tell me what's wrong." And before he really could say anything, Kim Hak Moon came back, and she stood up so close, like she wasn't even near him, and Goo Dae Young was like, "What?" She wouldn't tell him boo was wrong. But I'm telling you, she got up like she was someone that was cheating on somebody and didn't want to get caught. And again, okay, the manager dude, okay, if he picks his freaking nose or something like that one more time, I just don't know. He digs in his butt still. And like y'all see him digging in his butt and you see him picking his nose, I know Lee Soo Kung has caught him doing both if she did not tell him to wash his freaking hands. So Lee Soo Kung came back and she found out about how Goo Dae Young was left money. She was suspicious, how money was left to him, and she was when she was leaving at night, he had came up to the car and said, "I can give you a ride home." First, she was iffy about it, but she got in because they still not getting along. And Goo Dae Young was like, "Let's go pick up the package," which was curtains for fabric for Jin Yi to make curtains. Because remember, she was sad, and didn't get it, so he's gonna get it for her. And they was trying. They kind of got along in the car a little bit, but even though he tried to make her become an insurance seller so he could get a gold bar from his job. And then they were at oh yeah, Yoon Jin Yi. Oh my god, this girl, she keeps getting, if she goes shopping, if she does anything, she needs somebody with her. She went to go sell a designer bag that she paid like, I think, over $7,000 for. And the lady was going to give her $1,000, but she made a thing, and the lady thought maybe, she was about to offer her $2,000. But Jin Yi was so happy with the $1,000, she took it, didn't have the nerve to buy a $400 bag there, and was left with $600. $500 had to go, well, it was a little bit over $500, had to go to pay her maintenance fee. Oh my goodness. And apparently the manager's wife, the one that's friends with Lee Soo Kung, she be going over Lee Soo Kung's apartment and taking naps there. And Lee Soo Kung don't even know. And so so when Yoon Jin Yi had got back, they decided to go shopping together. Yoon Ji kind of invited herself along with the manager's wife, and the manager's wife told her maybe I should suggest to Lee Soo Kung to do a group grocery shopping and split it up that way. So that's what they was gonna do. But it was funny because she saw a good deal, but it was only one person can get the deal, and she was like, Yoon Ji, you gotta help me. Next thing I know, she pushed that cart and it blocked everybody so she could be first slide to get her some free ribs. Well, not free ribs, some ribs cheaply, and then have you participate to get the ribs, so she can have extra. Anyway, so later they went back and gave after Goo Dae Young and Lee Soo Kung came back and gave Yoon Ji the package, and Goo Dae Young was like, "Oh, I got this for you because I was going that way or something, blah 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 blah. So here you go." And then that's when Yoon Ji was like, "How about we all do grocery shopping with each other? Excuse me, group grocery shopping." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, we can do this." But then Lee Soo Kung saw her wasting that milk. She saw, I was like, "This is why I told you not to." I don't think I brought it up, but the girl had signed up for 6 months of milk to get a free bike, and she realized she just basically paid for the bike for the price she's paying for that milk, and it's going to waste because it's so much. And that's when Goo Dae Young was like, "You can use it to boil water because it was starting to spoil." And Lee Soo Kung told her, that you can put it on your face, and she said you can use it to shine shoes. And then Yoon Ji saw them acting so sweet with each other. She's like, "Oh, y'all feel so nice." And Lee Soo Kung and Goo Dae Young start making faces with each other, and that's when they make faces. And Lee Soo Kung was like dang, I cannot talk. Lee Soo Kung was like, "Bye." So she got up and she was leaving, and she was putting her stuff to get ready to recycle. And she was like, "Goo Dae Young ain't so bad." And that's when Goo Dae Young texted both of them and said, "How about with the rest of the milk that Yoon Ji gets?" He said, "How about we group grocery shop on that so they can split, can make it cheap, get milk that way. Just split the cost and give her the money." And it was like, so they all agreed, and Yoon Ji is like, "Who's gonna who's gonna go recycling because I don't want to go by myself. It's scary." And Goo Dae Young was like, "I already went," but you think, well, I guess it's because both of them. You think he still don't went because he's a dude, and it's nighttime. They should be out there by themselves. But anyway, Lee Soo Kung went with her, and when it was out there, a paper had fell from Yoon Ji Yee's, and she looked, and apparently it was an insurance paper claim that was to the person that died before she moved in. And guess who was left with the money? Goo Dae Young. And that is how it ended. And that was it. It was a good episode. Bye.